Texas derby as part of an absolutely loaded Sunday in match week 7 of the MLS Next Pro season sees North Texas SC take on Houston Dynamo 2 from Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas. I'm Jack Edwards with you for this broadcast on MLS Season Pass. It's an incredible match to bring you in this one. Between these two sides, 6 meetings all time. These teams always competitive. Going to be an interesting one as they break out for this one here in the West. Been up and down form for both teams so far this year in 2024. For Houston, they make the trip up north, looking to get their first points of the new year. As for North Texas, they're still unbeaten in the league. Been a very strong start to the campaign for them. They sit in 5th place in the West. For Houston, it's been a challenging start to the new campaign. We can look at the lineup now for North Texas. You see them breaking out in a 3-4-3 shape under John Gall. It can line up as a diamond in the midfield or more as a prototypical 3-4-3 with Herbert Endley and Isaiah Parker in an interesting flexible position in those wider areas of the back line. Carl Sainty made a 91st minute sub appearance when the first teams met yesterday. It was a 2-0 win for FC Dallas at home. Sainty will anchor that back line, making his fifth start of the campaign. As for Houston Dynamo 2, under Kenny Bundy, as I mentioned, through 5 games, they've not got a win yet so far this season. A few tweaks for them, 3 changes from a 4-0 defeat at Sporting KC2 last time out. A lot of firepower up front. Exxon Artsu, 2 goals already since being loaned in from Honduras. He'll play up front alongside Gabe Siegel, as well as Ifunanchi Achara in that front 3 for Houston Dynamo 2. These two teams have met 6 times all time. For Houston, it's resulted in 3 wins, 2 draws that have gone on to be shootout wins for Houston, and they have lost just 1 time in their 6 meetings across 2 MLS Next Pro campaigns, but they get going for the first time here in 2024. For North Texas, they know that they're playing a team on their heels. The record for Houston Dynamo, no wins, 4 defeats, no draws. Through the games so far, they sit in 14th in the West, the only team in MLS Next Pro yet to get a point. It's a big task for them on the road at Choctaw Stadium. For North Texas, coming off of a 2-0 win at Colorado Rapids, had to wait until the 87th minute for the first goal of the match. That was the first goal in his new colors for Pedrinho, who was acquired from Flamengo before the season. But bringing him in, he scored from the spot to make things 1-0 in the 87th minute, and Tyrick Scott saw things out with a goal in the 100th minute, 90+10, to make things 2-0. They started the year with 3 consecutive draws, North Texas did. 2 of those ended in shootout wins, so they have gotten a sizable amount of points from the campaign so far, 11 through 5 games, and they find themselves sitting in 5th in the West. Matthew Corrigan is our head official today. And the all-orange kits are Houston Dynamo 2 on the left side of your screen. And the darker blues with splashes of red are North Texas on the right going to left. Underway now from Choctaw Stadium. North Texas and Houston Dynamo 2. Long ball forward, all the way through. John Gall saying a big emphasis is trying to possess the ball, dominate at home. This one goes out of play. It went out before it last touched North Texas, so it will be a throw for the home side. Big goal for John Gall and company. And North Texas is just to keep possession, try and make life difficult. They know that their opposing side are on their heels a little bit, looking for their first points. They know that they can try and make life difficult, make it a difficult travel. That is the MO. North Texas through the midfield. Slight tug on the shirt. Referee will play advantage. Herbert Endley. He'll play this one inside. Nolan Norris. Humphrey. First time pass trying to move it infield by Pedrinho, but it's knocked away. John Gall was incredibly impressed at the skill that Pedrinho has displayed. 21-year-old from Rio de Janeiro. He's come in and on the ball now. He was injured, missed his first 4 games of the season. Came on for his debut last time out, got about a half hour of action, scored from the penalty spot, so a goal on his debut. And they're gradually getting him up to full fitness. We'll see how long he can last in today's match. Gordon out wide. Good first time ball. Pedrinho. He's taken off his foot. Good tracking back. Good powerful dribbling by Aksu, but he can't get past the 3rd North Texas defender. It was North who took it away. Here is Carl Sainty. He made his MLS debut just 7 days ago. Came off the bench late on in a big win for FC Dallas. He commits the foul there, though. You see the hand wave by Osman Silla. The universal signal for should that be a yellow card. The referee opting to keep the cards in his pocket. In a derby match like this, a competitive affair is always would be incredibly harsh to book within 3 minutes, but it is a free kick and the first chance for Dynamo 2 to try and draw something up. Free kick service into the box for the back post. Goes through everybody. It's not out of play. Offsides might be the verdict. It's a free kick for North Texas. Regardless, the chance is gone. In 2023, these sides met 3 times. First meeting back in May, going to a shootout after a 3-3 draw. That one ending the way of Houston. That was when they met here. The follow-up fixture, Dynamo winning 2-1 at home. First time shot. An ambitious effort is put wide for a shot for either side. Dynamo putting that one out for the goal kick. In the last meeting, coming back in September, on September 17th, North Texas taking that affair 3-1 on the road. The 2 points they got here back in May, the most they've gotten on the road against North Texas for Houston Dynamo 2. Norris spraying one forward. It's brought down. Parker, Pedrinho trying to return it to the wing back. Parker kept his run going. He knocks it forward. It goes all the way back. Collected by Xavier Valdez. Aksu gets his body in front of Humphrey. He's saying it was shoulder to shoulder, but the referee saw it otherwise and whistles for the foul. Ball forward. Humphrey has to be careful under the press. His touch a bit heavy. It's taken over. Gonzalez sliding that one across. It's behind a few friendly faces. Achara gets there. Knocked upfield by Houston, no nonsense, out for a North Texas throw in deep inside their own half. Gonzalez holds off the advances of Pedrinho, plays it back. Awodesu. Arsu has it taken away. Silla got there first. That will be a foul, and that will be the first yellow card of our match. Tyreek Scott turns around and sees his fate. He's the first player booked, and it's a yellow card within 7 minutes. Second look at this one. It's a tough one. Scott just a step slow on Silla. He ends up stepping on his foot. Knew he made the foul, amended, picked up his opponent, but not before the decision for the yellow card was made. Pedrinho can get onto the end of this one. Slight tug of the shoulder. He keeps his dribble going. Back to Norris. Great first time pass by Scott. He picked out Garcia. It's cleared away. No nonsense coming across. Throw in for North Texas. Norris collects. Bounces off one challenge. Pedrinho slides it along. Clipped into the box. The header. It's a brilliant cross, and it's a great header. A fantastic opener. Enes Sali and North Texas, their first effort of the match, gets them their first goal within 9 minutes. Second look at this one. Nice interplay up the left-hand side. Whipped into the box. And that's not an easy header. From Enes Sali. Able to arc his head back, nodded across goal. Parker with the assist on the overlap, and Houston an early punch to the jaw. See how they respond here. They go with the long ball, aiming for Achara, but the flag does go up. 26-year-old Nigerian. Goal this early won't change too much in terms of the tactics for either side. They're tracking back. Siegel gets there, trying to push it along. He does so successfully. Arsu trying to show off his speed. Just too difficult to keep it going. Pedrinho. Give him some credit for a clever first-time flick on to Parker to get him some space for the cross that led to the Sally goal. Norris trying to slide in and take the ball off. Herbert Endley keeps this one in play. Endley some step overs. He'll play it off. Silla holds off the challenge of Norris, and actually he will commit the foul in the process. Silla going up against the 19-year-old from Plano. Got his first assist as a pro earlier this season, making his 5th start of 2024. He's on the ball now. Norris. Pedrinho. Tries an outside the boot pass. It almost comes off brilliantly for Scott. Important intervention. Audesu. Now at Chara. That one just gets caught under the feet of Sargent. And it goes out for a throw-in for Houston. Opportunity for Houston now. The back heel. Silla just couldn't quite find a friendly face. Pedrinho. Norris trying to spray one out for Endley. Important intervention. Header put in, knocked out of play. Norris was pressed from behind. Kalauti out. Oh, fantastic touch in the end. Endley puts it between the legs of one defender, slides it on. Now Sally, full train ahead, and rolls it off. Pedrinho, first time shot. And it's a good save, diving low by Valdez. After a powerful bit of dribbling forward by Sally, his toss out takes an awkward bounce. Takes it past Brooklyn Reigns. Let's see this one again. Sally riding it off to Pedrinho. His shot first time. Can't fault him for taking that one on his favorite foot. First time. A lot of factors aiming in that direction. Norris. Returned by Garcia. Humphrey. Now Garcia, he'll turn. Parker. Long ball forward by Sainty, picks out Parker. He's got one assist already today. He's one-on-one on the near side, onto the right foot. Takes a few deflections along the way. It's claimed easily by Valdez in the end, but Parker continuing to be very lively in our opening 15 minutes. Slight deflections through. Sally trying the pirouette, but enough of the ball was gotten, according to the referee. Big challenge put in by Mwakatuya. He'll pass it off to Obafemi Awodesu. Coming out of a 4-year career with Penn State. Big Ten Defender of the Year, 2022 and 23. Great career in the Big Ten. Playing against another opponent he used to have in Herbert Endley. Played for Indiana for several years. Scoring in their run in the 2022 NCAA tournament against Syracuse in the title game. Of course, they went on to lose that one in penalties. Foul committed. Free kick for Dynamo. Another great college player in Usman Silla, the 2023 Mac Herman winner. As tonight's match is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Silla was drafted 55th in the 2024 MLS Super Draft after a fantastic career at Clemson. Led them in goals, assists in 2023. Was the MVP in both the ACC tournament and the College Cup. Now it's a chance for North Texas to drive forward. It's Garcia. Passes it off to Pedrinho. Pedrinho, Parker making the run on the underlap. They've formed a very close bond in the early 20 minutes of this game. Pedrinho at times playing as the left forward, at times allowing Parker to come inside as he holds width, and the inverse for both of them. A lot of the threat coming from that side. They linked up to the cross for Parker. Ines Sali, of course, with the goal that separates the two sides to this point. Humphrey gets ahead to it. Tight defending, too tight according to the referee by Brooklyn Reigns. Exxon Arsu returns to the squad after serving a suspension last time out. He was sent off. Two matches ago as Pedrinho drops in, collects. Long one forward, caught by Valdez. But Arsu was sent off in the 51st minute against Austin 2. Part of what Kenny Bundy describes as a learning curve for Arsu since coming in from Honduras. Just how things are differently officiated here in MLS Next Pro. Achara got a foot to it. Big tackle put in and it bounces back. Endeli. Great drop of the shoulder, turn of pace, and he draws the foul off Achara, and the chance goes for Houston. Arsu making his 4th start of the year. Gabe Siegel up front making his 2nd start for Dynamo 2. He was traded from New York City FC in exchange for a 3rd-round pick in 2025 in that Super Draft. Scored 2 goals in 10 appearances back in 23, scoring his first MLS goal against Orlando City on May 18th. He leads the line alongside Achara, who missed much of 2023 with injury. As he is brought down from behind, but the referee says it was cleanly done. Tackle was good. Norris. Parker making the run. Pedrinho dropping off to make himself an option. Achara slowly back to his feet. On the right side of your screen is Endeli. Sali. Endeli wanted a foul, nothing given. Sali gets this one. 2 joining him in the attack. A few more top of the box. His pass, though, only finds Diego Gonzalez, and the captain for Houston Dynamo, trying to play it out to Sargent, but it doesn't quite come off. Garcia back. Norris. Endeli. Achara puts a good challenge in. Foul going against North Texas. Free kick for Dynamo. Still early in this match, of course. Slight tick in possession for North Texas, about 54% of it. Out shooting Houston 4-2. Of course, the most important shot coming from Enes Sally. Nice header that he crafted towards goal. Aksu touching that one last. Goes out for a North Texas throw. The effort from distance, well blocked. Pedrinho will keep it in play after Gonzalez had to go. Pedrinho's pass, asking too much of Scott. Achara. That one overhit for Sargent. See what he was trying to do to bring his left back in. This portion of the match brought to you by Children's Health, the official healthcare partner of FC Dallas and North Texas FC. Endely the throw. Awodesu. Well defended. Pedrinho receives it. Plays it out to Parker. Scott takes over. Sally making a great run, trying to be picked out, but the pass just too heavy. You could see the idea between Scott and Sally, but Valdez also could see it, and he came off his line and collected, making his third start. Kenny Bundy saying that they'll allow some rotation for the goalkeepers. Off his line is Kalauti. The flag did go up for offsides, would not have counted if Achara got there first, but Kalauti took no risks, making his sixth start. Second team All-Ivy League in 2023 at Columbia. In 53 appearances between 2019 and 2023. Made his pro debut earlier this year, back on March 15th. He's been the man between the sticks since then for North Texas. They've been incredibly hard to break down defensively, just 3 goals conceded through 5 games. Clean sheets in that opener that I mentioned, as well as last time out against Colorado. Just 1 goal conceded in 3 games between the two. Sally, Endely in a lot of space, but the pass intercepted, and it bounces kindly for Houston. But a good challenge put in by Humphrey to knock that one away at the concession of a throw-in. Foul committed. Garcia undercutting his opponent. Bringing down Artsu rather. No Omar Gray as well for this match. He was suspended after a red card last time out. They've spent good chunks of their last 2 games at Sporting KC and against Austin. Down to 10 men for big chunks of the game. Gray sent off in the first half. Artsu sent off very early on in the first half, or second half rather. Against Austin, that one's gonna break forward. It's gonna be a foul. Referee thought about advantage, but we'll pull it back for the free kick. This is probably just beyond shooting range. Gonzalez curls one in. Oh, that one's just over. A few in orange. Goes out for a goal kick in the end. Delivery wasn't that far off. Houston still looking for their first shot on target of the match. Silla. Great skill for the nutmeg, and he plays it up. Trying to return it back was Artsu, but just too heavy. That one will bounce out. Corner kick is the result. Kind of unorthodox circumstances to get one from, but it's the first corner for either side. It's going to be the visitors with a chance to put one in from the near side. Delivered, flicked on. They're taking a deflection on the attempted clearance. Went back where it came from, and so we'll do it all over again from this near side. Corner kick for Houston. Another Houston corner kick. Again, Achara gets to it first to the near post. A punch by Cloudy, and an acrobatic clearance from Pedrinho finishes the job. Reigns. Silla. His pass under hit. Scott gets to it. Oh, but Silla did well to get back across. Now Sargent picks out Achara. He slides one through. The flag went up. Achara was in an offside position when he received it. They're playing on the last shoulder of the defenders all game long, but you run the risk of going offsides. This portion of the match is brought to you by Advocare. Hydration for today, tomorrow, every day. Scott, Norris. Endley. 3 with him in the attack. Robert Endley slides it off. Pedrinho trying to push it back. It bounces right back to his foot. Knocked away. Sainty. From distance. The shot is saved. Valdez comes across it. Makes his 3rd save of the match. Been called into action a few times already today. Norris. Parker. Sainty. His pass doesn't come off. He's going forward to try and help amend the issue. And in the end, actually, you could see just how many in orange were wide open, but he closes off the passing. He won't win back possession, but he'll allow his team to get back and get numbers behind the ball. And he can make his way back to his right center back position. Achara, he's onside. His touch, just too heavy. It's cleared off him in the end. So close for Achara to have a chance, but Cloudy off his line in the end does enough, earns his side the goal kick. He's onside. Humphrey keeping him on. Talked about Sainty making that long run to keep the defending going. That worked in that initial potential threat for Houston, but he was still making his way back defensively, so they were still a bit out of sorts. And that was a good attempt to try and exploit that. Just couldn't quite come off. Norris. Free intercepts. Endley taking off his foot. Ball through the midfield. Cloudy spots the edge of the 18 and he picks it up. And then he quickly rolls it out. Garcia. Sali to his left. Trying to offer him the option. Great skill. Enes Sali, his pass just behind his teammate. Artzu. Achara, he's on sides, left-hand side, plays it infield. That one just not quite able to pick out Usman Silla. His touch a little heavy. Endley. Billy slides it out wide. Sali onto the right foot, drags it back, generates the space. It takes a deflection, first time from Endley. It'll make its way through. It ends up getting knocked out of play for a corner kick. Absolutely chaotic sequence. Scott got a foot to it. Pedrinho also got something to it. There were questions of a handball. Didn't look like it quite hit the hand of Kieran Sargent, but it definitely wasn't too far away. Went over the goal, the end line, I should say. It results in a corner kick. First of the match now for the hosts, North Texas. Sali is the short option. There are 6 in the box to aim for as well. referee wants a quick word before it's taken. Matthew Corrigan spotted something that he wanted to deal with before the delivery by Garcia. Short. Solly. He stands this one up. Valdez comes across, claims. Tries the instant ball forward. Endley was back. He's going to clear it back. Kalauti has to be careful, and he was. It was a clever header in the end. Nodded it over to Parker. Now Norris. See the run being made. Flag stays down. Solly. Looked to the referee for salvation. Nothing there. No foul given. Silla. Silla. Switches play. Siegel. A swing at it by Endley. He was second to it, and he brings down Siegel. It's a free kick right next to the corner flag, so a different angled corner of sorts. It's a set piece for Houston if they want to bring players forward. Curled in, punched away, Kalauti. To throw in, right next to the corner flag. Silla. His touch let him down. Goes out of play, goal kick. About 5 minutes from halftime. North Texas continuing the trend they've had all season long. Incredibly hard to break down and create good opportunities against. Conceded just 3 in the league. It's a league best in defensive regards. Pedrinho. Got their goal in the 9th minute. Something to hold on to as Norris, in the end, Artsu just puts it upfield. Scott. Solly the target. Sargent gets there first. Reigns. Guma. Chara, first time. Not a bad pass. Forces Gordon over. He gets there first. Kalauti's pass. He finds someone in orange. It was Gonzalez. Gonzalez plays it out. Talking to Bundy, Kenny Bundy, about Gonzalez. He's been stepping into a leadership role this year. 11 goals, 6 assists last year. He collects it. A few runners ahead of him. That one just behind Sargent, and it goes out of play. Will be a throw in. Sargent, they haven't quite been able to link up with him and his runs from the left wing back role. In his 4th appearance of the year. But for Gonzalez, the captain, there are new challenges that he's experiencing as a leader. That's what they're trying to do with Houston, bringing in a lot of young players, put them into uncomfortable and new scenarios. For Gonzalez, after a really fantastic year, production-wise, he's being tested in a new way, looking for his first goal contributions of the new campaign. Parker pushes over Artsu, but it's cleanly done, says the referee. Pedrinho. Again, trying that outside the boot pass. Scott trying to get involved, and it slides away. Tyrek Scott, 3 goals on the year so far. Made his first start at the beginning of the year since September 25th, 2022. He was on preseason with the first team FC Dallas back in 2023. He suffered a knee injury. ACL and LCL reconstruction back in February of 2023. Rehab all of last year. Came back. Was able to return, and he scored 3 goals already this year, coming back in a big way. Very challenging injury. John Gall just speaking to the mental toughness that he had to have and the positivity that he was able to maintain through the process. He's leading the line today. He scored last time out, the insurance goal late on against Sporting Colorado Rapids, rather. He hasn't been too involved today by his standards. Some credit of that has to go to Houston and how they've limited things defensively at times. Reigns. Gonzalez. Runners ahead of him. R2's one of them. Curls one. Silla. He stabs a foot in. Great job keeping it in play by R2. This pass, though, trying to find Silla on the return. Just too heavy. Goes out of play as we near first half stoppage time. One minute extra after our first half. Scott. Referee playing advantage. Endely in a lot of space on the right-hand side. He wanted it, but Garcia. He gets there. Now Pedrinho. Norris. Pass too strong. Endely was the intended target, but it goes all the way through. That actually, did it take a touch? No, it didn't. Valdez rather dramatically let it go by him. Whistle. It's in Matthew Corrigan's mouth. Waiting for that. That does it for our first half. It was a strong start for North Texas, controlling the match in many parts of it. It was a good cross in by Isaiah Parker, picked out Enes Sali, and that's what separates the two sides. Our score at the half, North Texas 1, Houston Dynamo 2 with 0. Coming up, Michelle takes us to New Jersey when we come back after a short break.
Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Fuerza. Atención,
It's saved by Carlos Corner. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega golazo.
amor al gol.
Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
Welcome back. Our halftime score. It's North Texas with 1, Houston with none. Michelle Montaigne took a recent trip to New Jersey to visit with New York Red Bulls 2 head coach Ibrahim Sakaya. Here's what she found out about the former Uganda national team captain.
Today we welcome you inside of the New York Red Bulls training facility. I am Michelle Montaigne, joined by Ibrahim Sakaya, a name that is synonymous with the Red Bulls organization. Coach, you've been such a big part of this club for so long, and it's been such a big part of your life. In your current role as the head coach of Red Bulls 2, what's the most important part to you about getting to really help shape this next generation of players in this club that means so much?
No, I think the most important thing to see the young boys coming up. I think this is the role for us, like with my staff, being the head coach for the second team and seeing the young players coming from our academy going into the first team. Some like traveling away from here to go to another clubs in Europe. This is the most interesting when you see the young players growing up. We had a bunch of players been here for long, seeing Tyler Adams where he is, Matt Miazika, a few along, you can see how they are, but seeing them when they are growing and where they are, this is the most important.
The whole point of this league is to get guys to that point, right? It's to see them get to the next level. But there's obviously a lot of pressure that comes with that. How do you help the guys who have maybe gotten some of that exposure manage that pressure while playing at this level?
No, for us here in the club, I think the most important we talk to the players is about the growing, about to understanding the way how the club works, how we want the players to go into our system. This is the most important. We don't put too much players with the players. They have to enjoy also. But the most important to understand the next step where we want them to be, so that everything, as long as they understand the way how we play, this is the most important.
A couple guys who really understand how you play, Ibrahim Kasule, a couple other guys who are on this roster who are actually from your home country of Uganda. How would you describe the relationship you have with Ibrahim and Frank and Steven?
No, I can say I'm like a father to them. I've seen them growing up and getting the players like that to get a chance to be into this organization. Kasule has done a fantastic job with Steve and Frank. You can see where they are. Those are the players. We saw them at home, and I knew that they can be able to do what they are doing, and they are still growing up. I don't think they already seen what they have to do, but they are still growing up. It's exciting to see them, and this gives another young players like the country where they're coming from, so that they can get a chance.
How did you know?
Yeah, I went back home, and then I saw them when they are playing, but the connection which I have from my country is big when I see them and then talk about the club, and I knew that they can grow from here, and the club, we saw what they have. They are fantastic players.
Coming over to the United States from a different country, I know there's got to be some time for that acclimation process to take place. How do you help them get used to like the burgers, the food, the new people, everything's new. How do you help them adjust?
I think for them, it's a different. I think the time they came here, I was here and I have been out for so long, I understand it. And I think the United States is a different country. They have all foods, we can find what they want to eat, but the best way is me being here. I think I help them a little bit, and I have family here. We try to cook our food home, and then from there, but now they understand, they eat the food which we need them to be eating.
Are you telling me that you cook sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, favorite thing to cook, or best thing you can cook?
It's gonna be difficult for you to understand because it's a food from our country.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it matoke.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
my
I have
fault.
some research to do. All right, Coach, I know it's early in the second season for you guys, but how have you seen your club, the league, evolve in just the amount of time that Red Bulls 2 has been part of MLS Next Pro?
No, it's growing. I think the first year when we came in, we are trying to understand the way the league, but I think every year, for me, the first year, we try to understand the rules, the way how it's going, and then now we're in the second year where we feel like we understand well, and the teams, every team is growing up now. We see a lot of teams, they have good players, younger players are coming. I think this is the league which we see is going to be growing up in a couple of years coming. There are a lot of talent players in there, a lot of clubs.
We're excited to see the league continue to grow, and of course, you guys continue to grow with it. Coach, thank you so much for the time.
No problem. Thank you. Bye.
Well, our first half highlights and stats are coming up next, but first, we'll step aside for a quick break.
Vamos, dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, pon la mano en la cabeza, sacúdete, 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 mira, sacúdete.
Messi!
Levanta la pelota para que llegue. ¡Mamita querida, qué golazo! Magnifique frappe. Really, really sweet.
Ahí está el centro. Gol.
Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta al frente. Servicio. El tiro.
El save by Carlos Torres. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo.
Amor al gol. Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
It's halftime at Choctaw Stadium. Currently the score at the break, North Texas 1, Houston 0. A competitive first 45 minutes. We can show you those first half highlights between these two sides. The first Texas derby of 2024 between North Texas and Houston. Jack Edwards here with you. It was a good strong start from North Texas from the get-go. Great flick here, Pedrinho. First touch, whipped into the box. Great header. Enes Sally, not easy at all to crane his head back, nod that back across the goal, and find that bottom left corner. Great delivery from Isaiah Parker, to his credit, to whip that one in from the left wing. That made things 1-0. Not a ton of chances beyond that. We can show you those overall stats from halftime. 7 shots for North Texas, the 4 for Houston. They haven't put one on target yet because it's been a very strong defensive performance to this point from North Texas. We mentioned it, just 3 goals conceded all season long in the MLS Next Pro campaign. They've been a very difficult team to break down. They've been defending very well as a collective. And for Houston, they haven't had a great chance to write home about to this point in the match. The passing been strong for both sides. The one yellow card going the way of Tyrick Scott. Not necessarily the same combativeness you see in the derby at all times, but an interestingly competitive first 45 minutes between the two sides. Just the one goal to separate the two of them. We'll take one last break. When we come back, upcoming schedule, as well as the second half between North Texas and Houston.
Vamos, dale pues, mamá ya, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, pon la mano en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
Messi!
La pelota para que really sweet.
Ahí está el centro. Gol.
Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. Aldrete. Servicio.
It's saved by Carlos Torres. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo. Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
All right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. It's not like this. Cream on cream? The fit is cold. I'm ice cream. You like that?
Back from break, nearing the end of halftime between North Texas and Houston Dynamo. But an absolutely jam-packed Sunday in MLS Next Pro. Jam-packed week from front to back here in Week 7. We'll take a look at some of our scores from today as well as this past week. Chicago Fire getting the game started with a 2-0 win over Atlanta. Crown Legacy getting themselves back underway. Their first win of 2024, taking down New York City FC to a strong side there. Revs 2 with a 3-1 win over Inter Miami. Toronto 2-1 over Orlando. On a flashback, yesterday there was the first ever meeting between independent sides, between Chattanooga and Carolina Core. Chattanooga getting another 3 points. A great start to them this year. 4 wins, 1 defeat, and 2 draws to this point. It's been a great competitive week all up and down the country. Columbus with a 2-0 win out in the East as well, getting themselves pushed into 6th place, just behind New York Red Bulls 2. Have had a very good start to the year as well. Sporting KC picking up another 3 points themselves as well, taking down Minnesota United with a 4-1 victory. LAFC as well, going second in the table. 14 points for them after their 3 points. Well, both teams are back out on the field. You saw it in the highlights. There was the goal. Not a whole lot else to write home about. There have been some half chances that haven't led to shots quite yet. Houston have had some decent movement, but they've broken down at some key parts. So we'll see how they can develop and tweak as we enter into our second half. No subs reported for either team. North Texas players retaking the field. They're in their blue kits with red on the arms and chest. They're on your left side of your screen, heading to the right in the all oranges from Houston are the visitors, the Dynamo. They'll be going from right to left. We're back underway for our second 45 minutes. Jack Edwards with you. Happy to get closer rounding out match week 7. North Texas looking to stay unbeaten in 2024. Houston looking for their first points in the new campaign. Silla, his touch just too heavy. It's knocked upfield, one for Scott to chase. Always effort where he will likely be second best too, but that's the life of a forward. Chase down those 50-50s, even if sometimes they're not quite 50-50, maybe like 95-5 against you. But Dynamo 2 through 4 games this year, 4 defeats. Steady growth. Last time out against Sporting KC. They conceded the 9th minute Maloon Gumbali goal. Another former Hoosier getting the goal scoring started. That one blocked by a Dynamo player. Just cleared away. Anywhere will do, but it does go to Gonzalez. He can move it out wide. Artsu driving it into the box to the byline. Fires it across goal. A good intervention. Usman Silla giving a nice round of applause. Good drop of the shoulder from Artsu. And it was a good save. Clearance, whatever you want to call it, from Kalauti. Of course, it was a 4-0 defeat last time for Houston, but 3 of those goals coming after the 75th minute when the game was more or less gone. Omar Gray being sent off in the 41st minute made the task very difficult. In the end, the game got away from them with some goals late on, but 4-0 not necessarily reflective of how the match actually played out. They go short. Machara returns it into the box. Gonzalez, his shot, well blocked. That is a foul. And it will be a yellow card. Carl Sainty got there second. David and Guma knew he was going to get clattered if he got there first. Took a lot of contact. Making his first start for Houston Dynamo 2. Playing in the right back role. Earns the free kick. This is a free kick in an interesting position for Diego Gonzalez. They'll line up players in case he wants to whip it in. But it's probably about 25 yards out if they want to try a direct free kick. Three in the wall for North Texas after the foul and yellow card by Sainty. Diego Gonzalez on the free kick. He's going to have a go himself. It's just wide. Kalauti didn't dive for it, saw it wide in the end. Humphrey goes long. Scott nods it down. Sally the target. 1-2 played. Artsu trying to get back onto it. Humphrey will play it back. Kalauti. Gonzalez gets there first. Was he pulled down? He was. Houston getting to these second balls first in some of these instances within the first 5 minutes of our second half. Another free kick. Another chance for Houston to try and find their equalizer. Gonzalez curls this one in over everybody. Out for a goal kick. Talked about the leadership that Gonzalez is stepping into wearing the captain's armband today. Made 28 starts in 2023. Scoring 11 goals, 6 assists, second on the team in goals. Joined the academy all the way back at the age of 12. Captained the U23 team back in 2021 before making his pro debut in 2022. tug down there by Reigns in the midfield. Overhit for Pedrinho. Makatuya. Awodesu. Reigns. Good ball slid in. Whipped into the box by the left back, Sargent. Second to that one was Artsu. He's committing the foul. A free kick goes for North Texas. North Texas just one win all time against Houston Dynamo 2. That was the last time they met. It was on the road, 3-1. They took that match. You have to be careful here defensively. Chara was full steam ahead. Sargent. Wakatuya. Obafemi. Awodesu. Scott takes it off. It's rolled back into his feet by Pedrinho. Tyrick Scott drags it back. It's a dangerous opportunity. They've got two. Diego Garcia, the late run. He's picked out well by Tyrick Scott, and they double their advantage early on in the second half. Scott with the pressure, it pays off. Pedrinho, yet again, the pass before the pass. And you see Garcia driving onto it, and that's a great left-footed finish. It was on his favorite foot, and he made no mistake of it. Scored against the Town in the 97th minute earlier this year. That's his second goal of 2024. Very important goal for North Texas. Houston had some signs of life, maybe controlled if you want to say it, through the first 5 minutes of our second half. But that goal, the added insurance that will make this a challenge for Houston to get back into. Silla can whip that one out for Artsu. Just can't quite get there. Ends up going between his legs. Chara. It's stayed in play all the way. Sargent. Siegel pokes it out. Artsu. Oh, just over the head of Achara. Offside flag did go up. Wouldn't have counted. best move of the match to this point for Houston. Comes nothing in the end. It's a free kick for North Texas. Bump from behind, Arsu goes down. It's a free kick for Houston. High, arcing ball, flicked on, Pedrinho. Thrown back in. Tonight's match brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. It's brought down by Artsu. Good work coming over by Humphrey to get ahead to it, knock it out of play. Goal kick. Artsu felt he was bowled over. And just some hard-nosed defending is the verdict. Clean challenge. Scott. He's going to play that. Pedrinho the target. Pedrinho gets there. In the end, just couldn't push it in front of him to try and have an effort. It was picked up by a grateful Valdez, rolled out quickly. Sargent. One-on-one with Endley. Puts it between his legs, but only finds Norris. Great ball between a few defenders. Garcia got it. He pushed it on to Scott. Now Sali. Sali driving. Clips it across goal. Pedrinho the target. Scott gets ahead to it. Pedrinho brings it down. Endley! His shot takes a deflection, an important one. Valdez looked like he was getting low to make the save, but it was knocked wide. You saw Endley just lining himself up. Important block put in by Sargent. Referee shouts for a handball. Bounces out. They'll only point to the corner flag again. Certainly bounced around in the box a bit, but really hard to tell if it hit a hand for Houston and if that rose to the level of being a penalty. Another corner, quick succession. Curled in for the near post. Scott trying to flick it on. Silla can get ahead to it. Pedrinho rolls it out wide. That was a dangerous low delivery. Endley gets a chest to it, but it's taken off his foot. Usman Silla, 3 with him. He puts it out. Achara. He's got a few with him in support, puts it into the box, and it ends up in the back of the net. Might be going down as an own goal, but it's a lifeline nonetheless for Houston. They broke quickly, and it paid off. They found the back of the net. Let's see this one again. Achara does well to get that in front of him. He curls it into the box. That will be going as an own goal for Nico Gordon. He had to get something to it. Exxon Artsu was right over his shoulder. If he doesn't get something on it, maybe Artsu does. But his touch was unlucky. It loops into the back of the net. You can see subs being prepared. Nick Mendonca, Thomas Pondeka, and Malik Henry Scott all preparing to come into the match. Pedrinho, Herbert Endley, 2 making way right here. Carl Sainty, the 3rd North Texas player to make way. So 3 subs made for North Texas. Those had been planned before the goal was conceded. That was not a response to the goal. Scott driving forward, slides it off. The sub trying to get involved immediately. It's scraped away. Malik Henry Scott got onto the end of a good ball from Tyreek Scott. Pondeka plays it back. Sali, Pondeka. And Diego Garcia goal of added importance. It's now the current match winner. Achara. Good challenge put in by Humphrey. Advantage played after his shirt was pulled. Great strength shown. The center back keeps his run going. It's moved out wide. Scott trying to just power his way through. He goes down in the box. Finger wag from Corrigan. No penalty given. Pushed along. Sali onto the right foot. His effort distance, it drags wide, goes out, goal kick. Sports of the Match brought to you by UT Southwestern Medical Center, #1 hospital in Dallas-Fort Worth. Down feeling the effects of a challenge looks to be Diego Gonzalez. Throw in, Houston. The own goal from Nico Gordon has brought this game right back into touching distance for Dynamo 2. Chara. Not sure if he'll be credited for it, but he has an assist in my book. His dangerous delivery across goal led to the own goal. You have to ask questions, see if they'll be answered with goals. Chara did that. One was left, ends up going out. Another North Texas throw in. Kept in play by Scott. After that triple sub, he's been holding width more on this near side. First time pushed out wide. Sali. Good strength. He turns. Plays it across. Scott, he can line one up. Gets away from him. And ends up going wide. Goal kick now in the 70th minute. Good run, it's spotted. Achara gets onto it. Oh, that one just sliding wide. It was a good feed by Sargent. Achara in too much space from a North Texas perspective. Another look at this pass, another shot I should say. Doesn't get the bend on it he may have wanted to. In the end, rolls wide of goal. But that's the threat they possess. Slid out wide. Cross into the box. Houston. Siegel goes down, back up quickly. Tries to turn and shoot. Always a difficult effort to try and pull off. He got under it and it goes over. This portion of the match brought to you by Advocare. Energy for today, tomorrow, every day. No subs still. We'll see what spark they try and bring off the bench. Houston do. Just under 20 minutes of regulation still to go. Sargent. Silla. Silla knocked down by Henry Scott. Free kick taken in the wrong position, so we'll have to take it a second time. Achara. Sargent's pass sealed off by Garcia. Reigns turns in midfield. Bounces for Reigns. Poked away. Chance now, North Texas. Great sliding challenge put in on 2 occasions. Wakatuya first to stop the sprint forward, then to actually properly win the ball back for his side. Awodesu. Achara taking off his foot, kept in play. Hit the hand of Achara. It's a free kick for North Texas. Pass slightly off. Houston. Artsu, he's forced out wide. He plays it back. Reigns. There was one behind him, but he dances past and he draws the foul. Mendonca steps slow and brings down his opponent. Diego Gonzalez can try and whip one into the box here. Under 15 minutes now to try and find their equalizer. Gonzalez, the free kick. It's headed away. Miss hit on the pass. You can see what Reigns was trying to do, pick up the run of Gonzalez. It's cleared away. He'll recollect. Out wide. Artsu curls it in. Achara just couldn't wrap his foot around it. Not far at all. Steven Anor on the touch line, ready to come in for Houston. Play got going too quickly. The sub is going to be made. Coming out of the match will be Ifunanchi Achara. Achara out, Anor in. He was the 26th pick back in the 2024 MLS Super Draft. He was all ACC first team in his freshman year at Virginia. Then at an academy in Florida. Then at Virginia for a few months. And now coming on into the pitch for his 5th appearance. The man from Accra, Ghana. Foul is whistled. Curled into the box, headed down and away. Siegel. It's a clever pass in the end back to Gonzalez. Dangerous touch. Last-ditch defending is good enough, and the foul is committed by Henry Scott. Actually, that will result in a yellow card. It looks to be Thomas Pondeka for kicking the ball away. Pondeka booked. See it again, just the last-ditch defending good enough, and then you'll see Pondeka. Here's the whistle, and then just the slight kick away. Over the top. It's awkward, it squeezes through. Anor couldn't quite get there. In the end, enough done. Yes, indeed, the foul will be committed. Push from behind on Isaiah Parker by Anor. That ball over the top. It spun awkwardly for Kalauti. He's thankful that it didn't result in the equalizing goal. Foul in the midfield by Houston. Less than 10 to go. Abdul Zane is prepping to come into the match, and he will do so now. Coming on for Enes Sali. He's coming out from the far side of the field. He scored the first goal of our match back in the 9th minute. Abdul Zane coming on for his 5th appearance. Spent 2 seasons with Loudoun United. Made his MLS debut with DC United back in July of 2022. 54 appearances for the USL Championship side. Another yellow card for time wasting. Nolan Norris will be the recipient this time round. Matthew Corrigan, very short leash when it comes to the time wasting. He's now booked both Norris as well as Pondeka for time wasting related purposes. This run being made by Scott, the ball over the top, goes all the way through to Valdez. See the run being made. The pass was spotted as well, but just too central from Norris. Referee playing advantage, but will pull play back. Referee saying that's the last foul. Abdul-Zane coming on, immediately getting involved with the foul there. He may not have much more license to commit fouls before he receives a yellow card. Siegel gets a foot in. He's brought down. It is a foul. It is a yellow card. That one going the way of Nico Gordon. Yellow's flowing freely. Gordon just gets it taken off his foot by Siegel. Just brings him down from behind. And this is a free kick again in an intriguing position. One of the first free kicks now for Houston in this sort of area, where it allows the right foot of Diego Gonzalez to bend it towards goal rather than away from it. He puts his delivery in. It's headed away. They play it quickly in transition. Henry Scott. Two with him in the attack. He fires it himself. It's saved by Valdez. Maybe the better choice would have been Garcia to his right. But Malik Henry Scott had to go himself. So the pass attempted there. Honor the target. Siegel, the player, taking it. It was under hit. Just over 5 minutes. Yes, Sally got the goal scoring started. It was followed up by a goal in the second half by Diego Garcia. An own goal from Nico Gordon brought Houston back into the game. They trail by just 1. Effort from distance from Siegel is blocked. Scott intercepts. Garcia returns it. Tyreek Scott. They linked up for the second goal. Again in the wide area, Scott. This one will break again. Immediate counterattack is gone, but North Texas still with players forward. Henry Scott playing it back. Pondeka onto the right foot, low effort, Saved by Valdez. Another shot on target. Another save by Valdez. Game getting slightly more stretched. Zane tracking back from left wing. It's a good, well-weighted pass. Arsu, a lot of his shirt being pulled. It will be a foul, and it will be a yellow card. Parker this time, the North Texas player booked. Becomes the 6th North Texas player that has been given a yellow card in today's match. You see a lot of shirt being pulled. That one of the more obvious cards. For Houston, they haven't taken full advantage of some of these set pieces they've been afforded. There's not much more time for them to waste anymore. Brooklyn Reigns coming out. Sebastian Rodriguez coming in. Rodriguez making his 5th appearance of the season. Played as an academy player last year. 19 appearances, 12 of them being starts, goal and an assist. He plays deep. It's Diego Gonzalez who will take the free kick. It's whipped in right into the 6-yard box. They'll squeeze it across the goal line. They found the equalizer from 2 down. Houston come back. A second look at this one. It just sits up kindly. It looks like it's Siegel who gets the last touch on it. There was a whole mess of orange bodies trying to just crash that into the goal, and they did it successfully. The free kick pays off. We're all even. We're poised for a shootout. 2 minutes plus stoppage time to come. Kieran Sargent is who is being credited with the goal. It's his first goal, and what a massive one it could turn out to be. On track for the first point of the season. Results aren't the be-all, end-all. A lot of MLS Next Pro is about player development, experience. But Kenny Bundy saying they're all competitive, and winning and getting results is part and parcel of development. They've come back from 2 down, but the result is far from confirmed. Houston scored from a free kick. What can North Texas do with theirs in the 90th minute? To the back post. And that one just over the head of Turner Humphrey. It's a goal kick. Five minutes added on at the end of our 90. Do one of these sides have a winner in them? Foul, middle of the park, going against Houston. Kieran Sargent, who currently has, that's going to be a yellow card given for Exxon Artsu, just stepping over the free kick, trying to stop it being taken. For Sargent, he was a 4-year starter with Dynamo Academy. Coming out of Georgetown, he signed a homegrown deal in January through 2025. Options to come after that. Ball sat up kindly for him in the box. He just knocked it home. Here he is, hooks it away. Good claim by Valdez, couldn't spill it, couldn't afford to. He does bring it in. No foul. Pondeca went down, nothing was given. He's on a yellow card. He can't afford to make another rash challenge that results in a second one. That one a foul, but not rising to a second card. Flicked on. Scott. Henry Scott. It's a tackle put in. It's a corner kick to come. They will get some treatment before it's taken. They can toss some numbers forward for this one to come. If it goes to a shootout, North Texas have had a lot of experience so far this season in that department. First match of the year. At home against Whitecaps 2. They lost it 4-2 on the shootout. They won their next shootout on the road against St. Louis 9-8. That one going deep into the shootout. Corner kick here. It's whipped into the 6-yard box. Valdez doesn't claim it, but it was a foul in the effort to try and claim it. So it will be a free kick. They won 9-8 in the shootout with St. Louis. And a more simple one in comparison, a 5-4 shootout win over the Town. There were still some missed penalties on that time around. Michael Kalauti had the goalkeeper in all of those shootouts. Valdez. No nonsense, put out a play, throw in. Headed back where it came from. Intercepted. Siegel's pass looking for Sargent, intercepted. It's taken away, Rodriguez, the substitute. We've had the 5, it's just a minimum though. It will be enough. The finish is in regulation, North Texas 2, Houston 2. A shootout will determine who gets their second point of the match. A hard-fought match, Houston coming back from 2 down, and they send this one to a shootout. We will take one quick break, and when we come back, we'll show you the highlights and get you geared up for the shootout between North Texas and Houston Dynamo 2.
At the end of regulation, since the teams are tied on the scoreboard, the match will extend to a shootout. with each team having 5 attempts. If the teams are tied after 5 attempts, they will go to sudden death. The shootout winner will receive an extra point in the regular season standings.
One point for each side. The first point of the year for Houston Dynamo 2. Coming back, bit of fortune on the own goal. Nico Gordon put it into his own net, but then they were able to just get another free kick. Just fall kindly, knocked home in the end by Kieran Sargent. And it tees us up for a shootout between these sides. Third time in this Texas derby that it has gone to a shootout. Both of the previous times, it has been Houston who has taken the shootout. They avoid their second loss all time against North Texas. Typically, in shootout situations where you have one team chasing the match and they get the equalizer late on, they've typically put on their attacking offensive resources, and if the defending team who had the lead typically was holding it for a while, you may have seen some offensive subs. Inisali, Herbert Endley, Pedrinho, all players who potentially could have been in the first 5 takers. Pedrinho in particular scored the match-winning penalty in their 2-0 win over Colorado Rapids for North Texas last time out. So he has already shown himself to be a first-choice penalty taker. He's off the field, but again, that was less so tactics, more so the fact that it was his first start since coming in from Brazil, and he's been getting past some fitness issues that kept him out of the first 4 matches of the season. Coin toss happening between the captains, Nico Gordon and Diego Gonzalez. Will determine the side and who takes first. Typically, sides that do shoot first have a better win percentage in these shootouts, whether that's psychological, whether there's just a bit of coincidence to that, but in the whole, on shootouts across the world, teams that go first typically have a slight edge. And walking with the ball in the crook of his arm is Tomas Pondeca. Came off the bench in today's match. He will be the first taker. North Texas will shoot first. Xavier Valdez in goal for Houston Dynamo 2. Michael Kalaudy in goal for North Texas. Jack Edwards with you here, rounding out our broadcast today with this shootout. So North Texas, they'll stay undefeated, of course, regardless of where this shootout heads. But they've won 2 of their 3 shootouts to this point, and they have a chance to jump to 13 points through 6 games. Pondeca will take first for North Texas. Long run up. And it pays off. Confident effort. He puts it away. First take, first make. Embraces with his goalkeeper, Michael Kalaudy. Already the 4th shootout for Kalaudy. This is a hard penalty to save, even if Valdez guesses the right way. First take, Houston. Good penalty, dispatched. Gabe Siegel, very experienced forward. Different technique to Pondeca, rather than lasering it into that right corner, places it in the bottom right corner. Also a tough penalty to save, but sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Similarly, a make for both sides. Up now Nolan Norris. Still waiting for his first professional goal, but he was very involved in the match here today. Norris, the left-footed effort. That's another great penalty. Valdez guessed right, but the placement was pure. Norris is good from the spot. Both goalkeepers making sure that the delivery to their takers is clean, limiting the mind games their opposing goalkeepers can make. Up now, Usman Silla, also waiting for his first professional goal since being drafted in the 2024 Super Draft. Silla to bring us back even at 2. Another great penalty. Former Clemson standout makes no mistake at the penalty. He puts it away. Putting that one over the outstretched hand of Michael Kalauti. Garcia now. He scored the second goal of our match today. He thought it was the winner. It was canceled out very late on. Garcia on the third round. These penalties have been pure. Puts the pressure back on Houston. 3 makes from 3 takes for North Texas. Kalauti back in goal. Put it with that kind of power and that kind of placement, it takes a very early dive and a really good save to try and make an impact. Kieran Sargent, we talked about, goal from Garcia, thought it was a winner. Sargent knew his goal, his first as a pro, was the equalizer. Sargent to bring us back even at 3. The stutter pays off beautifully. Kalauti goes the wrong way. Saw him just come off his line a little bit, revealed which way he was thinking about going. Allowed Sargent to pick the right when the keeper dove to Sargent's left. Tyrick Scott, the 4th take. Another great penalty. Maybe a slight bit of contact by Valdez, but like the others that have preceded it, great contact, great placement. Tyrick Scott is still 100% through 7 takes across the 2 teams. Sebastian Rodriguez, just 16 years of age. Signed a homegrown contract before the season. Had 1 goal. 1 assist in 2023. He's come off the bench today. He has the 4th penalty to try and level it up for Dynamo 2. Rodriguez places it beautifully. Another correct guess from Kalauti. Fantastic work. And we are, in essence, in sudden death mode. Both teams have made 4. Now it's who blinks first. Isaiah Parker assisted the first goal of today's match with a beautiful cross from the left wing. His penalty, the 5th one, dispatches it. Valdez guessed wrong. It is must-score territory for Houston. Parker, the assist earlier, the goal there. Off the bench, Steven Honor. His first professional season. The Ghanaian, pressure on him with the 10th take of our shootout. Everybody else has scored. Steven Honor from the spot. It's saved! Michael Collodi guesses right, and he wins the shootout for North Texas. An embrace at the penalty area between Obafemi Owadesu and Steven Honor. His penalty, the decisive one that was saved. A good right hand. He guessed right. And Collodi is the hero. Bittersweet for his side. Bittersweet for North Texas. They concede twice to lose the 3 points, but they'll walk away with 2 points. Looking ahead for these two sides for North Texas, they head on the road at Sporting KC2. As for Houston Dynamo, they continue their road trip at the Town FC next up. Celebrations for North Texas after the shootout. They have won now 3 of their 4 shootouts on the season. They have 13 points through 6 games. A strong start to 2024 for North Texas. Houston Dynamo, they get their first point. They get that monkey off their back through 5 games, 4 defeats, and the 1 draw, but it was a courageous performance in this one, coming back from 2 goals down to make it a 2-2 game. We can round things out by looking at our man of the match from tonight's game. It was the player making the ultimate point-winning save. Michael Collodi gets the right hand to it. He is our Adidas man of the match for North Texas SC. It's been a pleasure to bring this one for you. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Jack Edwards saying once again our final score, North Texas 2, Houston Dynamo 2. The shootout heading 5-4 in favor of North Texas. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a great rest of your night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.